I'm sorry, the honourable member for the Alberta Liberal leader, Edmonton Meadowlark.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let's talk about the Premier's promises. She promised 140 family care clinics. She only opened 3 and announced 24. She promised to build 50 new schools and modernize another 70. Instead, we got some portables. She promised more funding for post-secondary education. Instead, she slashed it. She promised 1,000 long-term care beds, and instead, she's cutting them. I could go on, but the bottom line is this Premier has run out of promises. To the Premier, are you beginning to understand why so many people mistrust you and your government?
Mr. Speaker, in the last elections, Albertans have made a very clear choice. And the choice was to provide our children with badly needed classroom space in not only Edmonton and Calgary, but throughout all of Alberta. They made a choice to build hospitals where patients actually are so they can go for their medical treatment closer to home. They made a choice to build senior facilities that allow our seniors to retire in dignity near their homes. Those are the choices that Albertans have made, and we are delivering on those choices, and they don't like that, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, let me make it very clear. If I hear too much of this interjection stuff, you're going to lose your spots. End of story. That's going to be it. And the same goes for the Liberals, the same goes for the ND, and the same goes for private members on the government side. I've had enough. How many times do you have to be asked? Do you literally have to be scolded like school children about this? Hopefully not. But I'll do whatever I have to do to maintain order, stability, and decorum in this House. You can count on it. And I will cancel your spot. I may cancel the rest of question period if I have to. But I will not put up with this tomfoolery. No more. Please, let us go on. Meadowlark, you have the first sub.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Obviously, the Premier has no answer for my questions. Beside the string of broken promises, another hallmark of this Premier is her draconian and heavy-handed imperious style. She's introduced legislation that would give her government the power to fire, fine and jail democratically elected municipal officials who disagree with her, take away the long-established arbitration rights for public service government workers, and attack free speech rights of Albertans. Again, Mr. Speaker, I could go on. To the Premier, why have you taken the joke that Canada has elected dictators so literally? Who will the government put in jail when all the workers are gone?
Honourable member of the front bench, Deputy Premier.
Mr. Speaker, I really hesitate to even answer this, whatever this was. It definitely wasn't an appropriate question for this House. But I can tell you one thing, Mr. Speaker. In this province, Albertans pride themselves on the fact that they can be politically engaged at grassroots level in any political party. They pride themselves on the fact that they can freely vote in every single election. They pride themselves on the fact that they can sit in the galleries, Mr. Speaker, and observe the procedures of this House. And they pride themselves on the fact that they elect a government that represents their values. And here is the result.
Honourable member, final supplementary.
Mr. Speaker, let's continue. Some of the results of this Premier's reign. Ambulances not showing up on time in life and death situations. People with broken bones waiting days and days in agony for surgery in overcrowded hospitals filled with infections. Public schools being gutted, 1,000 fewer teachers at a time when we have 50,000 new children in the system. Far too many seniors getting bed sores from neglect in long-term care facilities and home care workers not even showing up. And finally, the cover-up of the heartbreaking deaths of children in care. To the Premier, even the Grinch had a change of heart at Christmas. Why are you so indifferent to the suffering of people?
Premier.
Well, Mr. Speaker, it must feel like a reign when every 4 years you're told by Albertans over and over again that your party's values are not reflective of what Albertans' values are. And that is why they continue to elect this government, Mr. Speaker, because they do have confidence that this government will deliver on what Albertans' priorities are. And we have, and we will, and you know what, Mr. Speaker? They don't like that.